The lost city of the Incas, shrouded in mystery and tucked away high in the Peruvian Andes, is arguably the most famous ancient site in South America and perhaps all of archaeology. It has been called the eighth wonder of the world and is one of only two archaeological sites that appear on both the UNESCO World Heritage List and the new 7 Wonders of the World list. For all the tourists who flock to see it every year, there's still much we don't know about this lost city. What was its purpose? How did they build it here? And why did the Inca abandon it just 100 years after it was built? Machu Picchu equals Old Peak in the Quechua language of the Inca. It's a 15th century Inca citadel built high in the Andes Mountains of Peru, about 7,970 feet or 2,430 meters above sea level. Most archaeologists agree that Machu Picchu was built around 1450 at the height of the Inca Empire under the 9th emperor of the Inca, Pachacuti. The Inca Empire lasted less than 100 years, from 1438 to 1535, and during the time, it grew to be the largest empire in pre-Columbian America. So although Machu Picchu was built in the middle of the 1400s, it was abandoned just a little over a century later, when the Spanish began their conquest of the Inca. However, the Spanish never actually found the city. They did find other Inca cities like Cusco and Vilcabamba. Back to Machu Picchu. So why do we call it the lost city of the Incas? Well, it was lost to the Spanish chroniclers. Unlike something like Vilcabamba, which was the actual last refuge of the Inca, the story goes that when the Spanish arrived, the Inca fled to this mountaintop citadel and hid themselves away. But that's not what happened here. No evidence of any kind of conflict or destruction has ever been found at Machu Picchu. It was simply abandoned, perhaps due to a combination of climate change, disease, and the empire's rapid collapse due to Spanish invasion. As far as we know, it was never looted or destroyed. It was lost to the world for several centuries before being rediscovered in the early 1900s. American explorer Hiram Bingham publicized the site in 1912, calling it the lost city of the Incas. Although the Inca had long been gone and the city was no longer lost. Now, how exactly Machu Picchu was used and why it was built here has been debated for decades. We know that it was constructed on an incredibly steep mountain ridge between the very tall peaks, Machu Picchu and Huayna Picchu. The easiest way to access the site today is by hiking up a steep mountain trail or taking a bus that winds along the side of another mountain. There are no paved roads leading up to the site. As you can imagine, this made building an impressive feat, and once it was finished, it would have been nearly impossible to attack from below. But why would they choose such a difficult place to build their city? We simply don't know. One possibility is that its remote location gave the city great spiritual significance. It sits within a cloud forest, and the Inca believed that the sky was the home of their gods. Within the citadel, you can see some of the best examples of Inca architecture and engineering. The Incataris, as it's called, is a system of large agricultural terraces cut into the mountainside. These terraces are remarkably similar to modern-day farming terraces. They show an advanced understanding of geography and engineering. The Inca adapted these techniques to make farming possible on the mountainside. The stonework is also incredible. The Inca were master stonemasons. They cut and shaped enormous stones with crude tools and fit them together so tightly that you can't even fit a knife blade between them. This style of stonework is called ashlar masonry. It's hard to say exactly what the Inca were doing here. There are a number of buildings that appear to be temples. The most well-known is the Temple of the Sun in Owatonna. It features a large, oddly shaped stone block outside. It may have been used as a sort of solar calendar or ritual object. Inside the temple, there's a rectangular opening that some believe served as a window to the stars. With this temple, as with many others at Machu Picchu, the rectangular openings or windows are astronomically aligned. The corners of some windows line up perfectly with the winter and summer solstices, while others line up with the equinoxes. The main gate is aligned with the rising sun on the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. But that's not all. An altar near the gate is aligned with the center of the Milky Way galaxy on the same day. This attention to astronomical alignments isn't surprising considering that the Inca worshiped the sun god, Inti. While we're here, let's take a look at some of the other major sites in Machu Picchu. Besides the Temple of the Sun, there are a number of other temples, including the Temple of the Three Windows. We think it was a ceremonial site connected to fertility cults. Next to the temple is the Sacred Plaza. It was probably used for religious festivals. There are also palaces, storehouses, and residential buildings. Of course, there's the famous Intihuatana stone, which we mentioned before. It's a large rock monolith with strange grooves and holes carved into it. The name Intihuatana means hitching post of the sun in Quechua. It may have been used to track the path of the sun across the sky. We really don't know much about what went on here, but it is safe to say that Machu Picchu was a religious and ceremonial center, as well as an estate for the Inca king. Other possibilities include a military fortress or royal residence for the Inca Emperor Pachacuti in the end. The purpose of this mysterious lost city may never be fully known. What we do know is that it was a remarkable achievement of engineering and architecture. It's a beautiful example of pre-Columbian ingenuity. That's why millions of people visit every year. I hope you enjoyed this whirlwind tour of Machu Picchu. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to see more. Thanks for watching.